Hello, everyone. This is Jeremy Esplin, Program Manager for Unified Communications here at Fisher's Technology, and this is the third video in a series about the Elevate application. We've had several updates to this application, so I am going to walk you through some of the best features of it. This series will be several videos long, but this specific video is going to be relatively short. We're going to cover the meetings module and the Sharesync file sharing module in here. And we're really only going to cover the service because we do have training videos on both of those items available already on our YouTube channel. So without further ado, within the Elevate desktop application, we have our meetings module and our files module. Again, meetings is for video and audio conferences. Files is for file sharing and syncing and all sorts of other stuff. The meetings module itself allows you to do several things. Depending on your subscription type, you can host either up to 100 video participants and 200 audio participants in your own personal meeting, similar to Zoom or a Microsoft Teams meeting or a Google meeting or any other of those other platforms we've all become accustomed to. If you have an Elevate Essentials license, you're a little bit more restricted. You can only host up to 4 video participants, but you still have up to 200 audio participants at any time. These meetings are completely unlimited, meaning you don't have a set number you can do in a month. You don't have a time limit like the free Zoom service does. And there's a few really neat things that you can do with it. First off, it can sync with your calendar. So if you have a Google Calendar for work, or if you have an Outlook calendar for work, it can sync with your calendar, and you can view past meetings here as well. You have a personal meeting URL. It'll be gomeet.com/something. The nice thing about this is you can edit this URL. Of course, you can't do a space. Go ahead and delete that. So now this meeting is gomeet.com/elevate training. You can give somebody that URL and they'll be able to log into your video conference. They can also choose to join by phone. You can give them this telephone number and this PIN, and that will allow them into the audio portion of the conference. You can give this telephone number and PIN to people independently of whether or not you are hosting a video conference. So this can act as your own private audio bridge. Again, it can accommodate up to 200 audio participants. If I click on copy meeting URL, it will copy this URL to my clipboard, and then I can paste it into an email or a text message or something like that. If I click on copy info, we'll copy all of this information above here, and it'll allow me again to put it into an email or put it into a text message or something like that. I can also click on send via email. If I click on send via email, that will pop up whatever your default mail client on your computer is and pre-populate this information so you can quickly send it to people. If you click on start a new meeting, it will start a brand new meeting and will launch the meeting module itself. But if I click on join meeting, I can punch in a meeting code and join a meeting already in progress. There's a little checkbox here that says automatically dial in. If I check it, what it will do is it will use my desktop phone as a speakerphone when I dial in. So it'll use my desktop phone as audio. If I uncheck it, it will use whatever the default audio source is on your PC. So headset or speakers. If I click on start a new meeting, it pops up our meeting module in a separate window. And then I'm greeted with audio and visual settings. So I can test to make sure that my headset's working, test to make sure my mic is working. If I had my camera turned on, you'd be able to see me right here. Test the muting and unmuting of my microphone. It also gives me options for phone audio, so I can dial in with a phone. And once I'm in the meeting, I have all of the meeting options available to me. Again, I'm not going to go into this too much because we do have a whole other video focused specifically on meetings, but that's what it looks like to launch a meeting. Once it has been launched, I can go ahead and exit it by either clicking the X right here, the circle X, or click on this X. And it asks me if I want to cancel, to go back to the meeting, leave the meeting, and allow other people to continue on after I've gone, or if I click on End for All, that will shut the meeting down for all participants. And we can see my past meeting is here, and it will show me attendees as well. Now, if I click on Settings down here, it allows me to turn on or off unique meeting IDs. So if you want to have a unique meeting ID per individual meeting, you can turn that on, and that will randomize the meeting ID for every new meeting. And import agenda from invitation into meeting notes. So if you had sent out an invitation via the gomeet.com website, that agenda information would be shown in the notes in the actual meeting itself. And if I have my calendar connected, which I do, I can choose to disconnect my calendar as well. If you do not have your calendar connected to this, you will have a banner at the top, which will allow you to connect your Microsoft or Google Calendar. And if you need help with this application, if you click on the Help icon right down here, it'll pop up help specific about this meeting portion of the application within a knowledge base. Moving on, we have our files. Again, Sharesync is similar to Dropbox or OneDrive or Google Drive or any other file sharing and syncing application. You can upload files right here within the application. You can create a new folder. You can recover deleted files. You can restore files, and you can also see the properties of individual files. We do have a whole other training on this piece, but you can, from here, find one of your files. So let's say I wanted to look at my recent files and I wanted to share this device import template, right? I can choose to add it to my favorites, and that will be added to my favorite files up here at the top, but I can also choose to get a link. If I click on Get Link, I can create a new link and copy that link and send it to somebody with an email or a text message or something like that. But I'm also able to choose Send Link via email, which will pop up again. My default mail app will pop up. Sorry, it'll pop up this window, not your default mail application, and I can enter in one or more email addresses to receive this. I can also choose to edit the link settings. If I click on Edit Link Settings, I can set a password and an expiration date for this link. So if you need to send something securely, you can send it with a pass. You can send the link and send a password separately, maybe through a text message or something like that. So if it is sensitive material, only the person who receives both the email and the password would be able to open it. And you can set up an expiration time, so it can only be available within a certain time window. There's a few other things that you can do as well. You can choose to edit the files within a desktop application. You can download it from here. You can see the versions of the file. So if there's multiple versions of a specific file, you'd be able to restore a previous version. You can lock a file so it cannot be edited by other individuals. Copy, move, rename, delete, and restore, all functions that are available within your Windows or Apple environment typically. This program does also allow you to sync up various folders on your system, such as your desktop, documents, downloads, attachments with email attachments, music, videos, and pictures. But that's it. The next video in this series is going to go over call history and voicemail. And then from there, we're going to go into calling. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.